Hello everybody and welcome in today's video. In today's video we are going to have a look at Bitcoin and the cycles and where we are in the cycle right now. And I'm going to talk about this chart. We are going to have a look at Will Portal. And of course we are going to talk about this chart. So let's jump straight into it. Yeah, let's do that. So what we can see, guys, and this is actually a pretty interesting chart because this basically shows that from the halving what basically happened with Bitcoin in previous cycles. So what we can see right here is this line right here is the halving, and we have blue, orange, red and yellow. And these are all representing various cycles. So the blue is the first cycle, the red is the second cycle, the 2017 bull market. The orange one right here is the last bull market from 2020 and 21. And this line right here, the yellow line, that is the cycle that we are in right now. And what the interesting part is from here is that, generally speaking, from the time after the halving, so this was the halving, right now the time after the halving, we often see an acceleration in the bull market. We see an acceleration in the price in Bitcoin. So in terms of time, this is actually the moment where Bitcoin normally starts to accelerate. And also when we have a look at the bottom, so when we have a look at the bear market lows, then we can also see we have been following a very similar path as to previous cycles, but that at this specific moment, the blue, the orange and the red cycle, they all started to accelerate around the time period that we are in right now. So the only thing that might be a little bit different if we look from the halving perspective is that we had a long form of sideways consolidation. While previous cycles had already a little bit of acceleration in there, we didn't see that yet. But it's still really rhyming, or like it's the rhythm of this cycle is actually still pretty similar as to previous cycles as we compare it from the bear market lows. So this actually shows us that based on time, it is actually time for Bitcoin to start accelerating in this bull market. And I think it makes really more than sense, as we have been consolidating around the previous all-time high for a very, very long time. We have been in this consolidation phase, and it looks like Bitcoin is trying to gear up for a breakout right here. And so far we are getting a good reaction right here as well. The only thing that concerns me a little bit is that we do get that 60-day cycle low in early November. So we have to see how Bitcoin is going to respond here. So maybe we do something like this where we have a small bounce and then we come back down on the 6th of November around that time period, and maybe then we can see an acceleration. Maybe we see little bit deeper low right here, but maybe first a bounce. Something like this I think is very much likely. But in terms of price structure right here, it really looks like Bitcoin is gearing up for the acceleration phase of this bull market, and I think a lot of charts are screaming the same thing. Because a lot of altcoin charts, they just simply look like they have been bottoming out. And like we have been saying yesterday also, a lot of asset classes, including the regular financial markets, are going and continuing making higher highs. Bitcoin is the only one that is still consolidating and not following that path. Maybe there is something boiling right here in the background of Bitcoin, which eventually will explode to the upside. Also, we have a new buy signal over on the hash ribbons, which basically means that the short-term hash power of Bitcoin is surpassing the long-term moving average of hash power of Bitcoin. Generally speaking, guys, this is actually a very bullish sign. It's not that this signal always is super accurate, but as you can see, the previous time we had a buy signal, we first had a drop, but eventually we can see the Bitcoin price continue to go up. The time before that, we also had a nice acceleration in the Bitcoin price. It just shows us basically that the adoption of Bitcoin in terms of hash power is increasing right now. So what this chart is basically telling us is like, okay, more and more people right now, or more and more companies or institutions, they are starting to put the miners on. So the hash rate of Bitcoin is increasing, and the hash rate of Bitcoin most of the time is increasing when, of course, these institutions and companies are expecting that Bitcoin will we have more value. There will be a big adoption. So generally speaking, this is a very good sign. The only thing right here in the shorter term time frame is like we don't really know exactly what's going to happen, because so far it's holding this level pretty good, but we still have that 60-day cycle low coming in. If we have a look at Will Portal, we can see that also the momentum indicators, this is actually very nice, has been correcting very deeply. So we had a low in the momentum indicator right here, we come up and then we come down again, but this low is pretty close to this low. But if we look in terms of price, this low is not even close to the low we are seeing in the price. So that means that the momentum indicators are retracing further than the price. That's generally something that you see in the bull market. For example, right here, right? So we have a low, then we come up, and then we have another low in the momentum indicator, which is very low to the previous low in the momentum indicator, but not in the price. So the price is still a clear higher low. So that generally tends to be a bullish sign. We do have a little bit selling pressure going on, and the sentiment, let's have a look at the sentiment. It is bullish, the sentiment is bullish, so that is something to watch for as well. But generally the structure of Bitcoin, I think it's looking pretty good. If we apply Elliott wave theory on top of Bitcoin, we could also see that Bitcoin might be in a impulsive wave. So if we have a look at the structure right here, and we would say, for example, like this is a first wave, then we have an A, B, C correction, then we might be in the third wave. The third wave generally is the longest wave of the Elliott wave count, the wave where we have the strongest trend, the longest extension, and that actually aligns pretty beautiful with the resistance right here. So it doesn't mean that we now like go straight up from this point, but like I said, maybe we consolidate a little bit, maybe we have that 60-day cycle low right here, maybe we even come up and do something like this. But I generally, to be perfectly safe based on time, you basically want to wait a little bit till we around that 6 November time period, because we might test these lows again. That's definitely possible. We might even like do something like this where we come a little bit down and then have like a bullish divergence. But generally speaking, guys, and I think this might be the most important message of this video, in terms of cycle, in terms of times of the cycle, if you look from starting from the halving point, or if you look from starting from the bottom of the bear markets, this is the moment where Bitcoin is seeing, most of the time, seeing the acceleration. And I think this time won't be different, and we have a lot of signals to back that up, like buy signals on the hash ribbon, a consolidation phase and strength. Right now trying to leave the consolidation phase. So generally speaking, guys, I would say Bitcoin is definitely looking good, but to be completely sure, we want to pass this time till the beginning of November right here to see how that next 60-day cycle low is going to be formed. Okay, guys, that was for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If so, make sure to leave a thumbs up button, guys. That's very much appreciated. I want to wish every single one of you a beautiful day today, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video. Bye-bye.